Hey everyone, welcome to Massachusetts Sports Central. These are our NFL game picks for Week 10. Week 10 is a few less buys with 4 teams this week, so have 14 games. In Week 9 went 6 and 7, which is a lot worse than the last several weeks and is disappointing. That brings the overall record to 81 and 51 on the season. So this week we have 4 teams with a bye: the Chiefs, Eagles, Raiders, and Ravens. Okay, on to the Week 10 games. Starting with the Thursday game, we have the Seahawks at the Cardinals. Going into the season, I had the Cards taking this game, even though I had Seattle as a far better team. Arizona always plays them tough, but they are so bad at this point that I think even if they keep it competitive, that the Hawks are just so much better. I can't pick against them. Seahawks win it 28-13. Let's see, on to the 1 p.m. games. Starting off, we have the Packers at the Bears. Earlier in the year, this would have been a no-brainer for the Pack, but Chicago has been a lot more successful than I expected, and with the Rodgers injury, Green Bay clearly isn't nearly as good. Basically, Mitch hasn't shown much either, so you almost take the QBs out of the equation. Chicago has a better run game and better defense and are playing at home. So God help me, I am taking the Bears over Green Bay, 19-13. Our next game is Browns at the Lions. The Lions aren't exactly lighting the world on fire recently, sans beating up that shell of a Packers team. However, the Browns are just terrible at this point, and this should be a layup for Detroit. If it isn't, their season should be over. Lions win this one 27-16. Next up are the Steelers at the Colts. The Steelers have a habit of playing down to their competition. I do not think that they will have that issue this week. Pitt will totally outclass Indy 34-17. Next game is LA Chargers at the Jags. This is a tough one to call. I still am not drinking the Jacksonville Kool-Aid, but they are putting themselves in a good position. The Chargers are a team that is hard to get a read on, but they clearly don't stink, but aren't obviously good either. In the end, I'll go with the Chargers finding a way to lose, and the Jags take this one 23-17. We have the Saints at the Bills up next. The Saints traditionally have a much tougher time in poor weather games. Not sure what will end up being like, but Buffalo in mid-November can be pretty lousy. The Bills really disappointed in their game last week against the Jets. So it is supposed to be cloudy and in the 30s to low 40s in Buffalo. So that plus the extra time off after a Thursday game. And I will take the Bills winning in a big game 21-14. Next, we have a matchup of surprising teams. The Jets, who have been surprisingly better than expected, at the Bucs, who have been very disappointing this year. This poses an interesting decision. However, Tampa has shown nothing recently, and the Jets are showing a lot of heart. Also, the Bucs season is already over, while the Jets are actually still in the playoff picture. New York wins it 24-13. Coming up next is Vikings at the Redskins. I have soured on the Skins a bit recently after they burned me a couple of times in this picks video. The Vikings are a good team and have the defense to hold Captain Kirk and to curtail Captain Kirk and friends. Minnie will win this one 20-13. All right, last early game is Bengals at Titans. Titans can't afford to lose a game at home to mediocre teams while in a very competitive race for the AFC South Division title. I haven't and still don't think too much of this year's Bengals, so I believe Tennessee will get it done when they have to. Titans win it 27-17. Moving to the late games, we have the Texans at the Rams. Before Watson tore his ACL, this was looking like an awesome game with 2 good young quarterbacks leading their teams with greatly improved offenses. Now some of the shine has left this matchup. I do think that the mounting injury issues with Houston will ultimately torpedo their chances, and LA continues its Cinderella story, winning 24-13. Next game is Cowboys at Falcons. Before the season, this could have been seen as a game that might decide the NFC home field. That doesn't look likely, but it is still big as both teams are definitely on the playoff bubble. So they both need the win, and having the tiebreaker over the other, could come into play. Right now, the Cowboys are clicking and the Falcons are floundering, so I will ride the hot hand and take the boys 28-20. Final afternoon game is Giants at 49ers. The only thing being played for in this game is jockeying for position at the top of the 2018 draft, as you have two of the three worst teams in the league facing off. If Garoppolo plays, the Niners will get much better QB play than they've had, and I will have that as enough to put them over the top in this stinker. Niners win 24-20. Moving to prime time, we have the Patriots at the Broncos. Pats are coming off their bye week, which isn't always a good thing for them. However, with a lot of banged up players, including Brady, it is probably a bonus in this case. The Broncos are lucky that this game is at home since they are always much better in Denver. Also, during the Brady Belichick era, one of the few things that the Patriots have had trouble with is the Broncos in Denver. However, I see this being the game similar to the game that they played here last year, where the Pats are a much better team and will execute a game plan that might not generate a lot of points, but will dictate the flow of the game and keep the weak Denver offense from putting up many points either. New England takes it 20-10. Last game on Monday night, we have Dolphins at Panthers. Two inconsistent teams that have fallen into a few more wins than their overall level of play should have suggested. As much as I don't think that the Panthers are for real this season, the Finns have been god-awful at times recently, so just can't pick them, especially on the road. Panthers take this one 2017. Okay, we will review the picks after all the games next week as usual. Thanks for watching, and please like, comment, and share the videos and subscribe to our channel. You can also follow us on other social media. Facebook and Twitter are both at MA Sports Central. Thanks, and we will see you soon.